Hey, this is Kristen with Collision Hub, and welcome back to Repair University. You know, over the last several months, around our industry and around the country, the topic of post-repair inspections has become more to the forefront. And recently, with the announcement of a judgment in North Carolina against a collision repair shop that started from a post-repair inspection, it's got more attention now than ever. So we thought we'd take some time to not only explain post-repair inspections, but actually perform one and walk you through it. But first, Larry, let's start with why would a shopper, an insurer, or anyone in this industry want to do a post-repair inspection?
You want to be able to do checks and balances. That's what it really comes down to, is why you want to do post-repair inspections. And you should be really doing inspections in each department, basically to prevent an issue later on. Post-repair inspection within your own shop is just a final checklist, some other people call it. But you really want to go through the car pretty well. If you're finding issues, then obviously you have to go further back in the repair process to prevent it.
Now let's keep in mind as we go through this whole series that there are basically three types of post-repair inspections that can be done in this industry. There is the complaint-driven one, where basically a car's been repaired, delivered to a customer, that customer has experienced an issue, a problem, it's generated a complaint, and that vehicle is probably now in the hands of what we would deem a third party. So if you are a repair shop and you fix the car, it means the car is probably with a post-repair inspector or another shop in your town, or if you're an insurer, that car has gone to a third-party re-inspector to be looked at. The second type of post-repair inspection is just basically quality control from the insurer level. Now, if you're running a DRP program and you're putting your name on a shop, it's important that you are performing some type of post-repair inspection. Probably for you, they're on your performance review as pre-delivery inspections, and that's when you're in the shop prior to your customer seeing the car, going over it and verifying that that car is ready for delivery. Well, that pre-delivery is just another form of a post-repair inspection. Third type of post-repair inspection is just quality control process for the repair facility. So if you maybe have multiple locations or you're a large shop, we're hoping you've got some QC balances going through your shop through the entire process, but you should be occasionally doing a post-repair inspection on your vehicles, maybe 2 to 3 months after the repair, following up with the customer and just ensuring that that quality is there. Now, Larry, you do a lot of those third-party ones that we mentioned as one of the types. What are some of the reasons you've been involved as a third-party post-repair inspector?
Usually what happens is that there's something stupid. It's a bumper cover isn't sitting on the car right, a headlight's misaligned, a door doesn't open and close properly, and in some cases maybe there's a poor mismatch of paint. And the repairing shop will, obviously try and take the bumper cover off, figures, oh, it's probably a bracket, it's a clip that's broken, we'll take it off, we'll fix it. They get the bumper cover off, and underneath there they find a whole bunch of other damage and stuff, and then it just starts to explode from there. Further on down the line, maybe 2-3 years after the repair's been done, we wind up with the obvious corrosion that starts to appear out of nowhere, or the bubbling underneath the paint. That can become an issue where that prompts an investigation. And I usually don't get involved unless there's some sort of lawyer or safety issue, because I don't do the regular run-of-the-mill post-repair inspections every day. Usually it's for the shops to take care of themselves.
That's an important point. If we're doing those post-repair inspections on ourselves, either as an insurer or as a repairer, well, then it's not hopefully going to land on your desk, which means we're already in some sort of litigation process by now anyway. Well, let me set up the scenario that we've chosen for this video. So we had a vehicle that was repaired approximately 6 months ago from a collision incident. Third-party claimant, the owner of the vehicle not at fault, and typically this owner was pretty generally happy with the repairs. No big problems, no issues, but they did agree to let us re-inspect the car. Without giving you much information, we let you do just a visual walk around, which was really step one, is just no special needs. I don't need to have anything, the estimate or anything. I'm just going to walk around the car. Talk us through that initial walk around for you and kind of what you found.
Well, the first thing I do is, obviously, I look at the mileage. I usually ask, what was the mileage when the car was finished at the shop, or when it went into the shop, and then what's the mileage now? We want to see how long it's been driven. Could he have been involved in another collision event and lying to us and had it re-repaired? So we didn't find that in this particular case. I walked around the car and I try and look at the visual aspect of paint. What looks brand new, what looks a little bit older. Some cars you can tell, some cars you can't. In this particular case, the car looked pretty much even across all the painted panels, except for the left rear quarter panel and the left rear door, and the left front door seemed to be shinier than the rest of the car. Not as much streaks from waxing and cleaning. I did notice the right side of the bumper fascia to the quarter panel was off, and I was thinking, well, maybe something happened on this side, because no one told me it. Then I noticed the back tail lights were lined up on the right side. There were acceptable gaps on the left side. There's a tighter gap at the bottom and a wider gap at the top. The next thing I did was I do my door opening process. What I want to do is I want to check my closure panels and how they open. So I start with the right side front door, I go to the left side front door. I go to the right rear door, I go to the left rear door. I noticed the difference with the left rear door versus the right rear door, and even in comparison to the front doors. It didn't open and close as smoothly. It didn't try and suck in and close on its own. Also, the back hatch seemed to open funny. When I went to open and close it, it seemed to be catching on something. So I narrowed it down and obviously talked to you about it. And I said, look, I think something happened in this left rear corner area of this vehicle. I'm going to take some film thickness measurements, which I did, was my next process, and that really showed me a lot. And I was able to narrow down that the quarter panel was at least changed or had heavy body work to the upper area of it. The rear door, the paint looked new, but it looked like it was changed because of the film thickness. And then the front fender and the left front door were also refinished.
So from there, we knew we had some visual clues. And I think one of the things that you and I like to drive home to shops more than anything is, typically a customer can come by and I may look at the car and go, yeah, it looks good. But because of those things, it's caused us to go a little deeper. Is that typically what you find?
Well, with the quarter panel showing a lot of indications to suggest that it was changed, I usually will find that it's not welded on properly. So my next step would be to get permission to disassemble the vehicle, probably like the rear interior area. I'd like to see what's up with that taillight pocket. Look for corrosion protection applied to the backside, how well the welds were done, the squeeze type resistance spot welding, MIG plug welds, silicone bronze welding, mag welds, whatever the case may be. I'd like to see that process, and if it was sectioned in the right area, which would later require me to get some OEM information. But there was enough indication to say, okay, quarter panel was hit, rear door was changed, the side of the car was painted. Let's take a further look into this vehicle by disassembling it.
Right. And that's a key point to remember in this whole post-repair inspection process. If you're looking at it from, I don't want to say a defensive position, but let's say, as either the repairer or maybe even the insurer in this case, it's those fit-finish issues that either will pass the inspection initial visually or is going to cause the shop or the third party to take a deeper dive into that repair. So come back with us next week when we will reveal to you our actual physical inspection of this vehicle. We're going to get it in the shop. We're going to get it on the car liner frame rack, do a little bit of teardown, and see what we find.